I'm gonna be honest with you guys, man. Another thing I'm tired of is because I feel for this too, and a lot of disabled people do, but we're not the victim in the role. We're not something that somebody should feel sorry for. We're something that people should be inspired by. People should want to get up and be motivated by with what we do every day. You have to get up and you have a responsibility to make the best out of your life. Don't lay around and use your disability as an excuse and get comfortable with people taking care of you just because you have a disability and become reliant on other people taking care of you and relying on other people being there for you for everything just because it's easier and you're you done got comfortable letting other people be everything for you. That's the worst thing I ever did, and that's the worst thing you can do. Get back to the way I am now. Get back to being working hard and trying and just getting after life. Don't ever get lazy enough to the point where you let yourself become a burden on anybody. Not saying that I have, but I feel like at one point I did because I fell into a cycle of not doing nothing, and that's the worst I ever felt. Letting my life be controlled by other people and what other people had going on. And that's a cycle I never want to fall in again. I always want to get up and do as much as I can every day to make sure I get the most out of my own life. I don't want to let my life be controlled or let anybody else be responsible for my own. Yes, I still have lazy days where I have to fight through, but I try to remind myself every day, okay, you got to get up, you got to do something. You can't just sit here and let life pass you by and let things get away from you. You got to get up and be somebody. You got to get up and create something. You got to get up and move. You got to get up and be productive. You got to get up and make some type of difference. And some days I don't be wanting to get up. I be lazy, but then the next day I make up for it. I don't let myself stay in that lazy, powerless mindset. I get up and control what I can control. I make a video or I work out or I do something small that's productive to me to give myself a win that day. Like you have to do stuff to make yourself stay productive. If you stay around there and you tell yourself negative stuff and you just lay there and don't fight, you will become lazy. You will become weak. You will become what they say you are. But if you choose to wake up and fight it and go after what you want to be and find a way to be motivated every single day you wake up, you can make it out of it. It's all up to you what type of life you want to be. Do you want to be the type of life that's productive, or do you want to be the type of life that I feel like is a burden? And I say it's a burden because you choose to not do what you can do. You choose to sit there and let life pass you by. You choose to sit there and let productive moments pass you by and do nothing. And I know because I've been in that frame of mind. You can do it, you just choose not to. And that's the worst version of a person that's ever been. I see if you was in the part of your disability where you couldn't. But if you willingly sitting there letting people taking care of you and know what you can do and choose not to do it, that's the sorriest version of a human being that has ever been formed. Because you know what you can do. You just sitting there choosing not to be productive, choosing to depend on people, choosing to let your life end up in other people's hands. I don't see how you could do it. That was one of the most depressing and worst times of my life, and I vowed to never go back to that. I might have my lazy days, but I always try to get up and be productive in some way. And that's what I encourage anybody with a disability that's kind of functioning to do. Control what you can. I don't care if it's something small. Get up and control. Get up and control whatever you can control by tapping into your gift and being productive in your own way. As much as you can be productive, be productive. Don't be a burden on anybody just by sitting there and choosing not to do it. I see if you can't do it, but just choosing not to do it, that's when you become a burden. And that's when I felt my weakest and my worst. When I knew I could do it, I just wasn't doing it. Don't ever get to that point where it seems like you give up on life. Don't get to that point. Always fight for your life, no matter if you're disabled or regularly able. Don't ever let life get you to that point where you don't feel like you want to fight anymore. Because when you do that, the devil wins. Negativity wins. Doubt wins. Hatred wins. Wake up every day and fight it. Wake up every day and be productive. Wake up every day and find a way to make a difference. In some way, some form, some shape. I don't care what you have to do. It can be small to you, it can be big to you, but it can be small to everybody else. But whatever makes you feel productive, get up and find a way to make a difference. Don't let yourself fall in that cycle of doing nothing. If you can be productive as a disabled person, help your people out as much as possible. I do every day, and I fall into negative cycles here and there, and I have to shake myself out of them and remind myself, hey, you still got to be productive. You can't sit up here and let other people take care of you. You got to find a way to be productive and make some type of difference. Because if not, you're just being a burden, and I know you don't want to do that. Or that's the way I characterize it. If you just sit there, you can do it, but you choosing not to, you're a burden, and you need to be ashamed of yourself because you know you can do better. Get up and do better. Get up and find a way to help somebody out. I don't care if it's just saying something motivational. Find a way to be productive and make a difference every single day. No days off. That's what I believe in. No days off. You have to get up and find a way to make something positive every day. Contribute every single day, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion from my personal spiritual experience. Don't give up on life and don't get lazy. Fight for it if you truly want it. Fight for life, your best quality of life. And your best quality of life can be determined by you. Whatever your best quality of life is, fight for that and let that be your life. Don't give yourself the worst quality of life by choice. Fight for the best quality of your version of life and be as productive to get yourself to that version of life as possible, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion of life and what I wish I had a new to always be productive in life. And that's what I want you guys to be. Always find a way to be productive. Don't be a burden by choice. Be productive by choice. And even though if you have lazy days, pick it up the next day and keep being motivational. Keep fighting, keep loving and living life because that's what God brought you here and put you in this position to do. Love life, fight for life, and enjoy life. You only get one. You might as well make it the existence you want to live, in my opinion. But that's just my personal opinion, though.